As our local expert, I'll turn things over to him in a moment. I just want to thank you for inviting me up here, and appreciate your help last year with the legislation. Crossing DNR lands is just an added expense in getting broadband services out there. Troy's nodding his head here, and so thank you to Senator Skoye for that as well. That it's not.
Well, it's nice that you're saying thank you now, but remember I was the tax chair that put the sales tax in. It'll balance itself out.
I thought we'd get to that later. And thank you, Senator Schmidt, for convening these meetings. I've been at a couple of these and appreciate hearing what folks have to say. I'll let Troy talk a little bit about the network and the investment here. Dave touched on a lot of different topics in his introduction, everything from air carrier compensation to USF reform, to Connect America, and why different companies do what they do with those programs. And we could spend the next 2 hours on that. Instead, I think I'll just turn over to Troy and let him talk a little bit about our services here.
Thank you. As Andy mentioned, I guess you call me local, but I actually have, Mr. Schmidt I was in Duluth with him yesterday, and that is actually where my office is. I did bring my local supervisor, who was actually just north of here in Bemidji, but has the Park Rapids area, Mr. Michael Weller over there. That we have at CenturyLink made a significant investment in the Park Rapids area in just the last year, in the hundreds of thousands of dollars with broadband expansion, bringing speeds downtown of 40 meg and plus to the area. We continue to, and I spoke to our other departments, and we continue to look at a similar investment in the year to come. So just continue to expand into the rural markets where we are at, which is in the Pataska State Park in Park Rapids in Hubbard County. Is that correct?
Yeah, we just did some investment in the Itasca hut and then here.
So we do have a significant local presence with tax and a number of people that actually work and live in this area. So our investment and our concern is the same as yours, higher speeds. And like Barley had alluded to, some of the more rural areas are a little more tricky to get to just because of the sheer density of the forest. We're trying to go across DNR land, which is really good if we don't pay that anymore because they can be expensive. But that's the kind of investment we've made and are continuing to make in Hubbard County, where, like I said, where our local footprint is.
Dave touched on the Connect America Fund in his remarks. We did receive Connect America funding for a number of sites here in Hubbard County. Several were built in 2013. There are more to come in 2014. And along the lines of the Long Lake area, we'd be very interested in having a discussion about that area as well and its needs. I think it's one of the great things about coming to these types of meetings. Yesterday in Duluth, Troy had people that we hadn't heard from before saying, hey, what about this location? And we take that back and we'll do our economic analysis and we'll see what makes sense to do in that area. So for those of you, if you're an elected official or an economic developer, when you have those types of issues that arise and you hear from your constituents, please bring them to our attention. We will gladly take a look at what we can do in those areas.
Right. Statewide issues, legislative issues.
Is this the opening?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, the sales tax exemption was a tough hit for us as far as our statewide budget. We're optimistic that with the new revenue projections that there may be some changes coming, and Senator Skoye's been very good to work with, very open about what his thinking is on this. So we look forward to working with him over the next few months. And if it doesn't work out this time, we're going to be back knocking on the door next year too. So it's something we'd like to get reinstated because we think there is a benefit, not only to broadband, but just to the infrastructure in the state to have that exemption in place. Another issue that impacts telephone companies is the regulatory environment that we operate in. In Minnesota, we are operated under rules that for our voice business that have been in effect for 30 or 40 years. And in today's market, wireline telephone companies are competing with cable companies, we're competing with wireless companies that all have different levels of regulatory obligations. So we'd like to see some parity to the regulatory so whether you're a phone company, whether you're a cable company, or a wireless telephone company, the rules apply equally to all three. What give you the ability to do what you want with rates, with advertising, with service quality obligations, those types of things. And Senator Schmidt's been very open to working with us on that. We've held a couple of meetings, and that's something we hope to keep driving discussion on.
Okay, anything else?